present in the pubic region of a human being or a female, and it consists of the external genitalia, the ovary, the fallopian tube, the uterus, the cervix, and the mammary gland. Now, mammary gland is present in the chest portion, in the upper abdominal cavity or the thoracic cavity. Now, it is not the direct part of the female reproductive system. It's a complementary or secondary part of the female reproductive system, and it helps in taking care of child. Now, what are the function of a female reproductive system? The function are fertilization and growth of the baby, giving birth to the baby, and also taking care even after birth. And this is the part, this is the organ that takes part, that helps in taking care of the baby. Now we will learn about different part of the female reproductive system. First we will learn about the ovary. Now this is the ovary. This ovary is generally 4 to 5 centimeter in size, ovular in shape in normal female human, and this ovary is connected to the fallopian tube and the pubic wall through filaments. Now, and this ovary is covered with an epithelium which is known as ovarial stroma. Okay, this ovarian stroma is further divided into two parts, that is peripheral cortex and internal medulla. Okay, this is what the ovary is. The ovary, the function of ovary is that it produces female gamete, and that is called ovum, and helps them get released from it and move into the female reproductive system and the fallopian tube in every menstrual cycle. Now we will come into the fallopian tube. Now, what we know that there are three parts of fallopian tube. First, there is funnel-like. The funnel, you have seen, there is funnel-like shaped part. Here you can see it is actually within that side. The diagram wasn't good. This side you can see this is funnel-like. The V-shaped curve. Okay, it's funnel-like. Now, this funnel-like part is called as infundibulum. Okay, and to the end of infundibulum there is fimbrium. Okay, fimbrium are finger-like projection that help in receiving the ovum from the ovary and transporting and further transporting into the fallopian tube. Now, the next part, the larger part, the greater area part is the ampulla. Okay, ampulla is the region that is larger in size than any other region of fallopian tube. Now, isthmus is the long tube that connects the ampulla with the uterus. Okay, I forgot to mention that this is the uterus. Okay, sorry, I forgot to mention that. This is the uterus. It connects the uterus. Isthmus connect the uterus with ampulla. Now, the fusion of male and female gamete that takes place in this in between the ampulla and ischemic region. Ampulla and ischemic region. So, the fusion, we can say that the fusion takes place in the ampulla ischemic region of fallopian tube. If we get a question in exam, where does the fusion takes place, do not write fallopian tube. You need to write there ampulla ischemic region of fallopian tube. Now, this is all about fallopian tube. Okay, I forgot to mention. Fallopian tube is 10 to 12 meter long and it extends from the ovary to the uterus. Now, this is the uterus part. Okay, we will discuss about uterus. Okay, the function of fallopian tube is to transfer the ovum from the ovary to the uterus, and also helps provide a pathway to the sperm, and fertilization also takes place in the fallopian tube. Okay, now after the fertilization is taking place here, the fused zygote, the zygote that is formed moves from this region outside and reaches the urethra. Now, what is the urethra? This is a portion that is completely open region of the female reproductive system. This is where the child develops. Now, its wall is divided into three parts: perimetrium, myometrium, and endometrium. Now, peri means, as we know, periphery. Peri means outside, myo means inside, the middle one, and endo means the internal one. Okay. Perimetrium is a thin membrane-like, is a thin membrane that form the outer part of the urethra, and the myometrium are the muscles, are made up of muscles. Those help during the childbirth. These myometrium muscles contract, extremely contract, that causes the pain. These myometrium muscles contract so that the the developed child could take birth. Now, the endometrium is the lining which form the blood lining, which helps in the implantation of the embryo. Okay, these endometrium form those blood lining. Now, this is what the urethra does, and this is what urethra has. Okay, then we come down. It is the cervix. Okay, cervix is a thin canal-like or thin passage-like covering made due to the wall of uterus, and it's very thin. Okay, this is how it restricts the baby that is developing to get out of the female body before maturity. Okay, this cervical plana is present, and this also helps the sperm to take a pathway directly to the fallopian tube. Okay, and this canal is the main portion where the child is the capping process. Okay, child starts to come out from the vagina. Okay, vagina is the vagina is the outer opening or the opening part of the female reproductive system. Okay, this vagina provides the pathway. Now, pathway for the sperm to move inside. Okay, the ejaculation, the sperm that is ejaculated is in the vaginal region, and from here only the sperm has to travel all the way to the ampulla ischemic region of the fallopian tube where the fusion takes place. Okay, this is the vagina. Okay, now we have covered all this. Now we will come into the external genitalia. Okay, in the external genitalia we have mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hymen, and clitoris. 5 things we have. Okay, everything I will explain now. What is labia? Mons pubis. Mons pubis is the fat cushion present just in the pubic region, and it has no general function other than the growth of hair and skin. Okay, then the labia majora. Labia majora is a tissue fold, a fold of tissue formed on both sides of the vagina that helps it to cover the opening of vagina. Okay, leviamina is another small tissue folded tissue that is present just below the labia majora, and it provides the similar function. Okay, then there is clitoris. Clitoris are finger-like projection, small finger-like projection. They are paired and present at the starting of the labia majora. Okay, then hymen. Okay, hymen is a sheath-like covering of the vagina that covers the vaginal opening. It breaks down during the first intercourse of the female being. Okay, but there is a very big misconception that this hymen is taken as the significant, the measurement, what we can say, indicator of the of virginity or sexual experience of the woman. But sometimes this hymen is still present after the intercourse, and this hymen is broken even before the intercourse in the case of athletes or the women those ride the bicycle or those who do horse riding. Okay, this cannot be taken as a significant measure for knowing the fact or the thing about the woman, about their virginity or sexual experience. Okay, this is all about the female reproductive system. Now there is another part, that is the mammary gland. The mammary gland is a secondary female reproductive system, as it plays no role in the reproduction of the child, but after the birth of the child it provides the nutritious substances that help the baby to grow. Okay, the mammary gland is present in the thoracic cavity of a human being. Mammary gland is not actually present from birth. It develops during the adolescence period. Okay, the most significant part is the nipple and the areolar region. Okay, and the structure is a bulging ball-like structure coming out from the thoracic cavity. Okay, what is present inside it? Okay, both the upper and lower lining is covered with thick fat tissue. Okay, that provides the shape to the mammary gland. Okay, it contains mammary lobes and mammary alveoles. Okay, these mammary alveoles actually produce milk, the secretion or the mammary secretion that has to be secreted out. Okay, these mammary alveoles produce those secretion, and these mammary lobes, they store them in them. Okay, when time comes, these mammary lobes are connected to the mammary duct, which is connected to the lactiferous duct. Okay, now when time comes, this mammary lobe releases the secretion into the mammary duct, and this mammary duct then further connects into the lactiferous duct, which is connected to the nipple region from where the milk is sucked out.